Well, Jerry, good to see you.
I see you, Al.
I haven't seen you since the rolling rally.
Yeah.
You were pretty fired up, I got to say.
Well, that was a lot of fun. You know, they're always a lot of fun. I remember back in 2004 when we had that great one after the the World Championship then, and it was incredible. And this one was really good too. You know, and the thing I like about it is the people get a chance to get up close to the players, which they don't normally do. Obviously, you know, from the Fenway, you see them from the stands. You don't get up close to them. But to see the fun and the excitement and the pleasure you've brought the fans, to see it up close on their face through the rolling rally, it's a lot of fun. And you get kind of caught up in it, you know, as you go through it. So it's something I wouldn't mind doing every year for a while.
Well, you're here to talk about the 2019 Red Sox. Hopefully they can do it again after the 2019 season. But we want to talk about your health first. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine. I'm in a trial treatment right now. That's going to last for a couple of months before we head to spring training. But that's kind of cutting edge stuff. But you know, the cancer I had last year has gone. That's left me. So this is trying to be in a preventative mode now, where it doesn't come back. So that's what we're doing right now. So I got a lot of credit to the people at UMass. They've been, Mass General, excuse me. They've been outstanding, and they're just right on top of things. But I feel really good. I've had a good off season.
I know you've been keeping tabs on the Red Sox off season.
Yeah.
Of course, re-signing Nathan EOVALDI and Steve Pearce, of course, two World Series heroes. What are your thoughts on those signings?
Well, EOVALDI, I loved. You know, he came over from Tampa Bay, and I was really surprised because I remember him with the Yankees when he was first with the Yankees, and I remember watching him and saying, this guy's got a chance to be a pretty good pitcher. And then, of course, he had the Tommy John and went down. I kind of lost track of him. I didn't know what he was doing down in Tampa Bay, to be quite honest with you. I hadn't been following him. And when we got him, I watched him. I said, man, this guy's got some good stuff, you know. And then the Red Sox really started to work with him, develop him, teach him some of the new analytics that they have, you know, that could make him a better pitcher. And, boy, by the time the season was over, he was absolutely lights out. So, you know, he's a guy that can do so many different roles for you, as he proved in the playoffs. He can come in out of the bullpen if he has to. He could close games if he had to, or he could be a quality starter for you. But, you know, his fastball, his cut fastball, I mean, it was really remarkable to watch him and be consistently around 99 to 100 miles an hour for a guy coming off Tommy John surgery. Pretty impressive. So I was really happy to see them get him back, which gives them a very solid rotation.
And you have a World Series MVP coming back in the form of Steve Pearce.
Yeah, good, nice move. Nice move. You know, not an expensive move for him, but a place where he finally can call home. He's been all over the place. He's been to every team in the American League East. Right. You know, finally he gets here and he becomes a World Series hero. You know, a nice little signing for the Red. No, I shouldn't say little, but a nice signing for the Red Sox to bring him back. And I think the combination of him and Mitch Moreland together works very well. You know, if Mitch can stay healthy and get his at-bats against right-handed pitching and get that glove in there, that defensive glove that he has, which is outstanding, and then to get Pearce to come in, against lefties and do what he does against them, and he plays a pretty darn good first base too, better than I thought. I got, watching him this year is more than I've actually ever seen him play, and it was pretty impressive. He was clutch hitter for the Red Sox and did a lot of good things. So, they're very good at first base. They're very solid at that position, whether they're facing right-handers or left-handers.
One question mark the Red Sox do have going into the 2019 season, at least right now, is their closer. Craig Kimbrel still out there. He's a free agent. He wants big-time money and years. If they don't re-sign Craig Kimbrel, is the answer already on the team?
I don't know the answer to that. That's what spring training is going to be all about, but that's going to be the biggest question of spring training. Now, there's still time, obviously, to get Kimbrel back here if he decides to, cut back on his demands, or if nobody's out there is going to take, what he wants. But the fact is, there's a chance that he still could end up back here. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a very, very interesting spring training to see how they make that bullpen work, because they've also lost Joe Kelly. And those are two big guys that were, huge for him, I thought, down the stretch. And to lose both those guys, it takes an awful lot out of your bullpen. And it's so important to have a good bullpen in today's baseball, because, starting pitchers go 5 innings and then they leave it up to the bullpen. And that's the way the game's been played. So I think it's so important to have, guys that you can rely on in the bullpen. And that's why I say spring training is going to be important, because, you got a guy like Matt Barnes. Could he be an everyday, an everyday closer? We don't know that. He hasn't really done it. He's been a good 8th inning guy, but there's a different mentality to being a closer. There's no question about it. You have to have a very short memory, be able to, if you give it up one night, you got to be able to come back the next night and be able to, to get it done. So, These are all things that I think that's the biggest thing we're going to have to watch in spring training, how this bullpen develops. And we don't know what's going to happen between now and spring training. There could be some moves made. You know, baseball's actually been very slow, I think, this offseason, where there hasn't been much movement at all with players. So I don't think we have a real good idea yet what the club may look like when it gets to spring training. It's not going to be drastically different, but it could be different.
It's great to have you here. You're in mid-season form, my friend.
Yeah.
We're lucky to have you here all week long, too. Jerry Remy talking about the 2019 Red Sox.